Hey y'all. Let me just give you a little quick rundown of this market this morning. Y'all over here going to work, working 8 hours a day. Y'all, we are over here chilling. Do you hear me? I mean that shit. We over here chilling. Y'all are working too hard. Y'all see me say it all the time. I'm going to show you what I mean when I say y'all working too hard. All right. Over here, I'm just going to give you a brief scenario of how this market works. So even if you've never been here before, even if you've never seen the market before, y'all, this shit is elementary. You hear me? Like, they done really did a number on us, making us think that you got to research these companies and watch the news and all this extra shit. And that ain't real for real. Y'all, I ain't watched the news in 5 years. You hear me? I don't got a clue what's going on out here. You don't need all of that. All of that is really extra noise. I want to show you how you can come in here, even if you've never really seen the market before. Like, it's really just a point of learning this language. If you can learn the language of this market, y'all, you can make all the money you want. The same paycheck that you make in a week, that it takes you a week to make, you can make that in a day. All right. And not even a whole day, y'all. I'm talking about 10 minutes. All right. Let me show you how. All right. So here's the market. Even if you can't understand that, no worries. You ain't really got to. All right. This gray shaded area right here is what's called the pre-market. And this black area right here is our regular market, right? So the regular market opens up at 9:30 Eastern time. That is the New York Open. And it closes at 4. The stock market does, all right? This is the futures market right here. This is the S&P 500 in the futures market, all right? So I want to make sure I'm not losing anybody. I want to make sure that y'all are being able to keep up with what I'm saying. I know the language is a little different, but I don't want to confuse anybody. I don't want anybody clicking off of this video because they're like, I don't know what she's talking about, all right? So I want to just show you real quick how you can come in here even without doing any research, without doing anything, like literally just following what it is that you're seeing. We don't have to know what the overall market is doing. We don't have to know what Elon Musk is doing, all right? We don't need any of that stuff. I'm going to show you how to come in here every single day and determine which way this price is going, all right? So y'all, when it comes to the stock market, we make money when a price go up, and we also make money when a price go down. So the only time we can't make money here is if this price is left to right, all right? So if the market is up, we can buy low, sell high. If the market is down, we can sell high, buy low, all right? So sell high, buy low is an option, okay? And also buy low, sell high is an option, all right? So you can take this thing either way. If you think the price is low and you want to buy, you can buy low, sell high, and you just made your money in between these 2 points, okay? Or if you think that price is high, you can sell high and then buy low, all right? So you can do either or, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and take those off of here. And I want to show you how easy it is to determine the direction of this market, all right? So this pre-market right here, y'all, what you want to do is you want to come in here and you want to find the highest point in that pre-market, right? This is the highest point of the pre-market. So if you're like, well, how do you know it's the highest point? Because the price didn't go higher than this, right? Keep it simple, y'all. Don't overcomplicate this. Price did not go higher than this point right here. So this is what's called an area of resistance, all right? All that means is that the sellers are coming into this market at this price, all right? So if you look at this price over here to the right, the price of the S&P 500 is 68.56 right now, okay? Now, what we're looking at here is we're looking at sellers coming into this market. They're coming into the market. They're driving that price down. They're driving that price down, right? So that's the highest point. We know that this is where our sellers are, all right? So if we run into this price when the market opens, then we're able to, kind of play off of that. And then you want to come here, you want to find your lowest price down here, all right? So this is the lowest price of this pre-market right here. And we know it's the lowest price because price wasn't able to break this level here, okay? So since price wasn't able to break this level here, we know that this is where all the buyers are in the market, okay? So just in the pre-market, y'all, before this market even opens up, right, at 9:30 in the morning, you can come into this pre-market, you can mark off your high level, and you can mark off your low level, okay? Once you mark those 2 levels off, now you have something to work with, all right? Again, you don't need to watch the news. You don't need to know what's going on for real, right? You can just watch this area right here, right? Price came up to this area of resistance, it turned around. It came up to resistance, it turned around. Came up to resistance, it turned around. It came down to support, and it's bouncing from support. So once this market opens up, your only job is to be patient and wait to see which way it's going. It'll literally tell you every day of the week, y'all. It'll tell you, all right? So since these are the sellers right here, y'all, Right on top of this, whenever you sell that market, you have to have a buy order on top of you in order to get out of there, just in case you're wrong, okay? So the people who sold here, they have buy orders sitting right here. The people who sold here, they have buy orders sitting right here. The people who sold here, they have buy orders sitting right here. All that means is if the price runs into these buy orders, it is likely going to be enough to push the market up, okay? We're either going to run into these orders up here and they're either going to snatch those orders and take it down, or price is going to start bouncing because of these orders. All right. So you notice how, again, this was resistance right here. This is where all the sellers was, right? All the sellers are sitting right here ready to sell that market down. If the price starts bouncing on the other side of this selling point right here, then the price is to the upside. The move is to the upside. You can buy low, sell high. All right. Now, this can be any type of monetary value here. This can be $1,000 move. It could be a $2,000 move. It could be a $5,000 move. It just depends on how much you bought. OK, so if you wanted to come in here and make $500 from here to here, then you can make $500 from here to here. If you want to make $5,000 from here to here, you absolutely can. All right. So whatever you can handle. All right. So notice how we came right back to this area here. We found some more support right here and bam, right back to the upside. OK. That is how you do that, right? And so let's look at this next day right here. And I know that may be a little confusing. You're going to have to utilize the power of repetition to get yourself together here, only because you're going to need it, all right? So what we're doing here is we're still trying to find the same areas, right? We want an area of support and we want an area of resistance, okay? This is going to be our support down here, and this is going to be our resistance up here. And so all it is, y'all, is finding the highest levels and the lowest levels. That's it. Mark that shit off, and that's it. And that's all you have to watch for real. Market opens up, and you're just watching these areas, right? You're just watching these areas, seeing how the market reacts to these areas. Here are the sellers coming down. Here are the sellers, right, coming down. Their buy orders are sitting right here. The banks are taking all of their orders, and then they're running that market down, okay? In order for the banks to get in the market, y'all, they have to manipulate everybody over to the left, all right? So when the banks come into the market, they can look over here to the left and say, ooh, we got a lot of money sitting right here. We got a lot of money sitting right here, only because their orders, their buy orders are right here, okay? So you'll see the market run into all these buy orders, right? But what they're doing is liquidating these orders, right? So the people who got in here that expected that market to go down, their orders got liquidated right here. The people who got in here expecting that market to go down, their orders got liquidated right here, okay? Banks ran into it. These are buy orders that they're running into, right? And the banks are selling, okay? So since the banks are selling, then the price is to the downside. So you can literally tell every single day which way this thing is about to go based off of where the money is, all right? And again, when you're looking at this pre-market here, you got money sitting here. You got money sitting here, and you got money sitting down here, right? They're going to come take it at one area or another, all right? And all you got to do is watch to see which way they take that money, all right? So if they run into these buy orders here and these buy orders here, again, they're going to be selling. The banks are selling, and then they're snatching buy orders, right? If they're selling, they want to sell high and buy low. That's it. That's it, y'all. We don't do no studying of no researching. We don't do none of that. We don't know what none of these companies are doing out here. I don't know how they're doing. I don't care. If you can come in here and you can pinpoint where the money is sitting, then you can pinpoint which way that the market is going. And it's really that simple, y'all. It is. Don't overcomplicate this. Let me just do this one right here. All right. So we got money sitting right here. This is our high on our pre-market, and then here's our low right here. All right, so we have our area of resistance right there. I'll make that red. Area of resistance right here, right? I'll make that red. And then what we have is buyers on the other side of that, all right? So that's their stop losses right here, just in case they're wrong about direction. So the people who entered in, hold on. The people who entered in here as sellers, they're trying to take the market down. The sellers came in here trying to take that market down. Their buy orders are sitting right on top of where they entered at, okay? So whenever you see the banks run into that buy order like that, you're just liquidating these orders. Bam, the move is to the downside, right? Now down here, we got this support right here, right? And then we got sell orders down here, okay? Now with our sell orders down here, Bank is coming down, liquidating these sell orders. These are sales. The banks are buying. Okay. This is how you can tell which way they're gonna run at market. All right. You can do it on every single day, y'all. Literally every day of the week. If you can figure out where the money is sitting at, then you can figure out which way the banks is going. And you can always figure out which way they're going because you can tell where the money is. The money is always at these high points or low points. That's it. You'll never really find them nowhere else. All right. And so that's what you want to do every single day. You want to come in here and you want to figure out where the money is. All right. If you can figure out where the money is, then you got yourself a trade almost every day of the week. It's just patience. It really is just patience. That's going to be the hardest part here. If you can battle that patience or that impatience that you're probably dealing with, then you can do this all day. I know it's a little confusing, but if you understand this market and you understand these charts, then I'm sure that just helped you out quite a bit. You really want to just play off of liquidity only because the banks cannot do anything without liquidity. And so you're going to be able to find a move every single day of the week using liquidity. I hope that helped. Bye, y'all.